What's up, Tim Charron here. I teach singers and bands how to book great gigs and explode your music career. We are right in the middle of Musician Motivation Month, and today's podcast is going to be a little bit of just a reminder, and this is all about interacting with your audience. Super, super important, and there are different layers to it and different levels to it depending on what kind of gig you're playing, right? So everything from like a solo acoustic gig at a bar or restaurant, which I started playing hundreds of those. I played well over 1,000 of those gigs. That you want to use it sparingly, but you definitely want to create a connection. And so like maybe between every 7 songs or so, you want to say something to the crowd, and the best way that I found is 2 things: asking questions and telling people what to do. Telling people what to do, much better at big shows, full band shows, even if it's bars or whatever. But solo acoustic or duo, when it's a bar or restaurant and it's just a different vibe where people are eating, hanging out, drinking your kind of background music, which is totally cool. I've learned to embrace when I play solo or duo, I'd rather be background music these days. I don't need to be the center of attention, but it took me a long time to learn that. So you don't want to say too much. You don't want to be interrupting people eating, but you definitely want to sprinkle in like even if you don't expect an answer, because you don't really want people yelling if they're having dinner, Read the crowd, read the room, of course. But if it's a very laid back, watching the sunset, eating dinner, every once in a while just say, "How y'all doing tonight?" Don't really expect them to answer, but in their mind, you're speaking directly to them and they hear a question, so they kind of automatically want to respond. So it kind of engages them. Moving up to bigger shows, this works like a charm, And what I do is I have cultivated this into my show. I do it all the time, and it just works so great. You get the crowd warmed up, and then in the middle of a song, you kind of break down the song, but you keep it going, and you say, here's my trick. Here's my technique for y'all. My secrets to performing and engaging an audience, okay? Now, and I'm talking, this is so important because there's nothing worse to me than going to a show and feeling like the band is up there and they're just performing for themselves. And they might, point out to the crowd or look out to the crowd, and they might say stuff over the mic, but they're not engaging with the crowd. And I had the opportunity to meet Bono from U2 and hang out with him in New York City. So I became interested in him after I met him. And I read his biography, I believe it was, autobiography. And he said that he always, from the beginning of his career, always looked for opportunities to do something to engage the crowd. Whether it was like when they were playing clubs, he would, stand on the tables and grab a lady's glass of wine and drink her wine in front of her, and just different things like that. Or he would, when they were playing bigger shows, he would look out into the crowd and look for people to even like go out into the crowd and hug them, or just something, like anything that he could turn into a moment, because that's what people remember. People remember moments. And the bottom line is, people go to shows. I'm talking about like specifically concerts that, most concerts, people go to have a drink and let loose and sing along and cheer and scream and dance. So you want to give them all the opportunities to do that. And the way I've come up with is asking questions and telling people what to do. Here's a perfect example. You can use this at your next show. Break down a song in the middle of the song, break it down, boom, boom, boom. Y'all having a good time tonight? Say yeah. and hold out the microphone. Simple. Y'all having a good time tonight? Say yeah. It's magic. Break down the psychology of that. You ask them a question. Are y'all having a great time tonight? But the kicker is you tell them what to do and you tell them what to say. It's serving it up for them. It's so easy for them. And that's what they came for. They literally came there for you to tell them to have a good time and how to have a good time. And that does it right there. Boom. Y'all having a great time tonight? Say yeah. So of course they're going to be like, yeah. And then I just repeat it 3 times. Y'all having a great time tonight? Say yeah. You know, and then we'll go through the show, you know, always be looking to ask people questions. Allow them to sing along. If you're playing songs that everybody knows, like covers, or your own songs, if everybody knows this, you know, the chorus, say, all right, I'm going to need you guys to help me out with this, you know? You sing Sweet Home Alabama. You have them sing the second part, you know? Back and forth. Hold the microphone out. Ask them to do stuff and or tell them what to do, and they will have a blast. They will absolutely love it because that's what they came there for. So asking questions and telling people what to do and making them have fun. And they will absolutely love you for it because that's what people at these kinds of concerts anyway that I'm talking about, that's what we all go. That's what I go to a concert to do. When I'm out in a concert, I want to let loose. I want to sing along to songs that I know by heart. I want to forget my worries for an hour or two. I want to scream and stomp and sing and dance. So the more we can give people the opportunity to do that, the more they are going to enjoy our performances. So, again, I want to thank everybody for all the questions, the topics that you've been requesting, everybody for subscribing. I really appreciate it. It's super exciting. This thing is really blowing up, and I couldn't thank you enough. I could not thank you more. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube page and hit notifications so you know when I'm dropping a new video. And make sure you subscribe to the Charron Zone podcast. That is everywhere that podcasts are available. As always, if you have not, grab that free guide. It's my gift to you. It is a free guide on how to book gigs the easy way at howtobookgigs.com.